Okay, forget this. Today we're diving into a book, right? But it's from like way back in 1912.
1912, seriously, that's over a century ago.
I know, right? But hold on. The thing is, this book, it's called The Master Key System by Charles F. Haanel. It's got like this crazy staying power. People are still talking about it, reading it like 100 years later.
Sounds intriguing, but I gotta ask why. What could a book from that long ago possibly have to say about life in 2025?
That's what we're going to find out. And trust me, the Master Key System, it's like more relevant now than ever, I think. Just think about it. What if, like, you got these little nuggets of, like, wisdom delivered straight to your mailbox every week?
Ooh, like a personal growth subscription back in the day. I kind of like that image.
Right, and that's exactly what this was. It started as a 24-week correspondence course. So, like, every week, bam, another piece of the puzzle lands in your mailbox.
I love that. It just adds to the mystique, right?
Totally. And for this deep dive, we're not just going to, like, summarize the book or anything. We're going to get into the nitty-gritty. Figure out why this system still resonates with people over 100 years later.
Yeah, like, what's the secret sauce here?
Well, I think part of it is the way it's structured. Okay, so there are 24 chapters, right? Each chapter breaks down a key concept. But get this, you also get exercises, practical things you can do to, like, actually apply those concepts.
So it's not just theory, it's about actually doing something, putting it into practice.
Exactly. And, like, to really make sure you're on track, Haanel even includes this self-evaluation chart. You can literally, like, track your progress as you're going through the system.
So you can see how you're actually growing and changing.
Right. How cool is that? Okay, but before we get too far, let's back up a bit and talk about the kind of the big idea, the philosophy behind the Master Key System. So it's all about these universal laws, right? The universe operates on these laws. And the thing is, if you align your thoughts with these laws, it can lead to some, like, pretty awesome outcomes in your life.
Okay, I'm hearing echoes of the law of attraction here. Is that a connection?
It totally is. The Master Key System was a big influence on a lot of modern thinking around the law of attraction. But Haanel, he goes a step further. It's not just about wishing and hoping for things. It's about, like, recognizing your own power, taking responsibility for your thoughts.
So it's more about empowerment than just, wishing upon a star.
Right. He emphasizes, like, mental discipline, concentration, and really harnessing the power of visualization.
Okay, I'm starting to see what sets this apart. It's active, not passive. So what kind of practical steps does he suggest for, actually doing this? Aligning your thoughts, I mean.
Well, one of the core techniques is what he calls harmonious thinking. It's this idea that your thoughts are kind of like magnets. What you focus on, you attract.
Okay, I've heard that before. So it's about focusing on the positive, not dwelling on the negative.
Exactly. So instead of, like, getting caught up in negativity or focusing on your limitations, you consciously cultivate positive, like, constructive thoughts.
Makes sense. If you're constantly thinking about what you lack, you're probably going to attract more lack. But if you shift your focus to what you want to create,
you're sending out a different signal to the universe, a signal that's more in line with your desires.
I like that. Okay, so where does the visualization part come in?
Well, this is where Haanel was, like, way ahead of his time. He talks about creating this clear mental picture of your desired outcome. But it's not just seeing it. It's like feeling the emotions as if it's already happening.
Oh, like really embodying it.
Yeah. And the key is to hold that image in your mind with, like, unwavering faith.
So it's almost like creating a blueprint for your reality, right?
Exactly. And by, like, repeatedly focusing on this mental blueprint, you're basically sending a super strong message to your subconscious mind.
Which then starts working behind the scenes to, like, make it a reality.
Boom. Manifestation in action. And speaking of manifestation, we got to talk about some of the big names who swear by the Master Key System, like Napoleon Hill, the author of Think and Grow Rich. You know that one?
Of course. It's a classic.
He was hugely inspired by Haanel's work.
Oh, wow. It's amazing to see how these ideas, they've been passed down and adapted over generations.
And, like, it's not just authors and thinkers. Even someone like Terry Crews, the actor.
No way, really?
Yeah. He credits the Master Key System with a lot of his success.
That's wild. It really speaks to the book's power, I guess. But okay, so here's the big question. Why is this 100-year-old book still so relevant today?
Right. Is it just because it's influenced some successful people, or is there something more to it?
I think it's definitely more than that. I mean, think about the principles themselves. They're timeless, right? Like, look at the trends we see today. Mindfulness, meditation, visualization techniques. Everyone's talking about mental well-being.
It's like the Master Key System was onto something way back then.
Exactly. All these things, they're core elements of the master key system. Haanel was way ahead of his time in, like, recognizing the power of the mind.
The power of your thoughts to shake your reality.
And the importance of aligning your thoughts with, what you actually want to create in your life.
It's almost like he provided this framework, this foundation for what we're now rediscovering with all these modern, like, self-improvement practices.
I think that's a great way to put it. It's not just about individual success either. Haanel talks about this, like connection to a higher power, to this universal intelligence.
Whoa. Okay, so it gets kind of spiritual.
Yeah, it does. He doesn't define this higher power in like a religious sense, though. It's more about recognizing that we're all interconnected. Like there's this force at work in the universe that's so much bigger than just us.
It's like tapping into something larger than yourself.
Exactly. And that's, I think, what makes the master key system so powerful. It's not just a quick fix or like a bunch of tricks. It's a whole philosophy for living a more fulfilling life, a life with purpose.
And a life where you are consciously creating your experiences.
Right. You're not just a passive bystander. You have the power to shape your reality.
So the big question is, if your thoughts really can create your experiences, what kind of experiences are you going to create?
Now, that is the question, isn't it? And, the Master Key System, it gives you the tools to start answering that question.
It's definitely a book that's worth checking out, no matter where you're at on your personal growth journey.
I completely agree. If you're looking for, like, a deep dive into the power of your own mind, this is it.
It's like a user manual for your brain. All right, we'll put a link in the show notes if you want to, explore the Master Key System for yourself.
Definitely do.
Okay, till next time, stay curious, keep exploring, and remember, you have the power to create the life you want.